Welcome back students. So we are continuing our rotation chapter and three topics already we have done. Moment of inertia we have done in first lecture, then we have done torque, and last lecture we have done about what? Angular momentum. So this is the fourth topic. We will talking about rotational kinetic energy, and last topic will be what? Rolling. Okay. So today we are doing what? Rotational kinetic energy. Like we have learned linear kinetic energy or translatory kinetic energy, which is half mv square, which is what this energy comes due to the motion of body in one line, okay, or translatory motions. Exactly same way, when a body is rotating, it has what? Rotational kinetic energy, which is just equivalent to what? Your like translatory kinetic energy. Okay. Yes. So how we write? So look here. Okay. First definition, we say that this energy possessed due to what? Rotation of the body, right? Yes. So simply you can say how is you define this energy. You say associated or due to what? With rotation of a body. When a body is rotating, it will have what? Rotational kinetic energy. Okay. But it can have other kinetic energy also, like you can have linear also and these things. Okay. That depends. We will learn in that next topic, rolling. So rotation we are alone we talking. So when a body is rotating, it have what? Rotational kinetic energy, right? Yes. So how we write this? How we write the formula? Suppose you have a rigid body. Already we have defined rigid body. Rigid body means what? It's like very strong. It's not deformed by what? When you apply external force, or the distance between two molecules does not change when you apply external force. So this rigid body consists of many molecules, okay, small molecule of like mass m1 place some distance r1, molecule m2 place, many n number of molecules are there, small, okay, point masses we can say m3, distance r3, many number. So these all people are rotating around that some axis. So they will have what? Rotational kinetic energy. So how we write that? Suppose they have what? Velocity like this one. This has velocity of linear velocity v1, that has v2, that we have 3, and it goes on, right? So what is total like kinetic energy? Let's write. So kinetic energy is what? Look here. What will kinetic energy of this particle is what? Half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square, right? This is a linear kinetic or translatory kinetic energy I am writing. Okay. Every body is moving with some velocity v. Now just this v we write in terms of what? Omega, means angular velocity. Linear velocity of all these particles will be different, but angular velocity will be exactly same, because every body covers the same angle in the same time. But linear velocity depends on what? Distance from the axis of rotation. Like this axis of rotation, this particle at some distance r1, that's at r2, these distances are different, so the linear velocity will be different, but angular velocity will be exactly same. So every body should have what? Like omega. Every body is spinning around what? Around that axis of rotation with angular velocity of what? Omega, right? Yes. So we know that omega and linear velocity relation, we know that v, linear is nothing but what? Your omega into what? R, correct? Linear velocity is equal to simply angular velocity into radius, correct? So we put it all this here, then what we will get? Look here, your kinetic energy E will be, what answer comes? Half. You write m1, then v1, what are you writing? You are writing like omega, okay, let me write it this way, r1 square into what? Omega square plus half m2 r2 square omega square. It goes on like that way, right? Suppose you take the here, what you take? You take what? This omega square terms as common. Then what you will get? You will get this one, half m1 r1 square plus half m2 r2 square. It goes on, okay, endless. We have many particles. Omega square just you took what? Common. So what is this? m1 r1 square, m2 r2 square. This is what? mr square is what? Inertia, simply inertia of a point mass, right? So what is the answer? It simply becomes, suppose look here, this is I1, this is what? I2. So your answer becomes half this I1 omega square plus half I2 omega square. This is what? Simply rotational kinetic energy, right now, of all particles. So you want to write for one particular particle, then what is the answer? So rotational kinetic energy formula what came to you? Simply half I omega square. That's called your rotational kinetic energy. You have n number of particles, you simply add them, because energy is a scalar quantity, we know, right now. So this is a scalar quantity, so simply is what? Added, right now. Yes. So this you can write directly also, this formula, you don't need to do all that much. We know that linear, what is the answer? Half mv square, right? Then okay, then what will rotational kinetic energy? What is the equivalent of mass in this chapter? Inertia. So I put instead of m, I am putting what? I. And what is the equivalent of linear velocity? Angular velocity. So directly you can also write, right? This is the right procedure to find it, right? So rotational kinetic energy formula we got is what? Half I omega square, right now, and it's a scalar quantity. Unit and dimension same as what? I will translate it only joule, okay? Unit and dimension will be same. So unit you talk is what? Joule only, okay? No problem. And dimension also same only because the energy only, right? Okay. So this is what your main formula of what? Rotational kinetic energy, half I omega square. Now in our that work, energy, power, we have learned some relations like work and energy relations, work and power relations, right? Those same relations we have tried here also, right? Exactly same. So look here. So first I talk about what? Very important. This is about your kinetic energy. Work energy theorem I write first. Work energy theorem, right? This we have learned in last chapter, work energy power. What we have learned, the work done is simply equal to what? Is simply equal to what? Either you say change in your energy, kinetic energy, or you say what? Force into displacement. Exactly same way we will say here. Okay, before I should write like here work itself, okay, so that don't confuse. Suppose before this point I am writing work point, rotational work, we said it what? We said what? Rotational work, or you say work done in rotation, right now. What is the work? What was work in our linear chapter? Remember, work done is equal to force into what? Displacement. Correct? Vector form, right? Like force into what? Displacement. This was the formula. Exactly same way we will say here. Here, who is the equivalent of force? Torque. And who is the equivalent of displacement? Theta, angular displacement. So work done. So okay. So again we can say two possibilities here. We say two way. Either you say torque is constant here. Torque is what? Constant. Like we said, force constant, force is variable in that chapter. All concepts are same only actually. Torque is what? Constant. Then how you write formula? The work done will be simply torque into what? Change in your angle. Look here. Force into what? Displacement. Force into what? Displacement. Same thing we saying here. Like force equivalent is what here? Torque. Displacement is what? Angular displacement d theta. If torque is constant, then work done simply equal to what? Torque into what? D theta, right? Okay. If torque is variable, then you do integration, right? Like force is variable. If force was variable, you wrote this answer like this one. You say small work done is equal to what? Integration of F into dx or ds, right? Exactly same thing you will do here. Your work done will be integration of what? Torque into what? D theta. Theta varies from 1 to theta 2, right? Like that way. Same way I will do what? Integration here also. Exactly same, all things. Okay, this is your rotational work done, okay? Rotational work, like linear work you have done. So force into displacement, same you saying here, torque into what? Displacement, right now? Okay, again constant or variable both form. Okay, apart from that you wrote what? This work energy theorem. So I am writing. So work energy theorem says that work done is simply equal to what? Change in kinetic energy, right now. Exactly same say rotational, here you apply here, how you say that? Work done. So when you are writing, first write this point, then you come to this point. Work done is equal to what? Change in, here what energy we have? Rotational kinetic energy. So I am writing shortcut, rotational kinetic energy. Work done is simply equal to what? Change in the rotational kinetic energy. So work you can say like this way. Either you can say in this format, the force into displacement, you can say torque into what? D theta, or you can also say simply what? Change in what? Rotational kinetic energy. Means kinetic energy final minus kinetic energy initial, that will be what? Kinetic energy final minus kinetic initial. This is work energy theorem you have learned in last chapter. Same we have to apply here also actually, okay? Exactly same way. So this is the main use actually here. Also, what else we have done about this? What else they can ask you? Conservation of energy they can ask you. Like initial mechanical energy is equal to final mechanical energy if you are talking about conservative forces. Okay, so that also you have to apply here also. So conservation of mechanical energy, that principle you have to apply here also, right? So here means we will have rotational kinetic energy. Suppose they say ball is placed at the top of hill and is now is sliding, is coming down, right now it's rotating and coming down, right? So they will say that what is like some height or some anything velocity they can ask you. So you write conservation of energy at that point, potential energy at the ground, what your rotational, or in next chapter it will rolling also, we'll talk that separate. But right now what you do, like whatever rule you have learned for conservation of mechanical energy in last chapter, work energy power, same we have to apply here also. Simply we'll say that here I am not writing much. Mechanical energy final is always equal to mechanical what? Energy initial, if for what? Conservative forces, okay? For Conservative forces means what? No energy is lost, right? Forces like gravity, electrostatics, right? Electric force, these all are what? Conservative forces. Okay, so that rule also you have to apply. Rotational work done, work energy theorem done. Then what else we have learned? We have learned power also, right? So rotational power or power in rotational power we have learned. So remember power. Last time what was power formula? Power was like this. You can write force into velocity, or what? Work done by what? Time, or energy by time, right? These things we have done. Exactly same thing we have to say here. Your rotational power P will be, look here, force into velocity. Force is called here what? Torque, right? Velocity is called what? Omega. So if you write in this dot product like this one, power is equal to what? Torque dot product with what? Angular velocity. Like here, force into velocity, force equivalent is what? Here torque, and linear velocity is what? Angular velocity. Same way, power, rotational power is what? Torque into dW. Or you can say, suppose this is what? Constant. If it's a variable, again same way you can write. But look here, mainly this what you have to focus. This also equal to what? Your work by time, also equal to what? Energy by what? Time, or change in energy by time. That also you can write, right? So here rotational kinetic energy will be changing. So you can write change in rotational kinetic energy by time. That's also your power. Or simply, mainly we have to use this formula. So this is what your power in what? Rotation. So look at a small point. These all points we have covered. Everything we have learned in what? Our last chapter. So okay, if you give attention here, yeah, this formula you can also write, because omega is nothing but you can also write like torque into what? D theta by dt. That way also you can write. Yes, you can write, no problem. But same thing only. So power is equal to torque into angular velocity, or work by time, or change in energy by time, or torque into what? The rate of change of what? Angular displacement. So these all are what? About what? Rotational kinetic energy, right? So these points already we have learned in our last chapter also. I am missing one point that we have learned. Yes, like we have already learned angular momentum, right now, L. So in linear chapter we relate what? Linear momentum and our energy, right now. Linear momentum and what? Kinetic energy we relate. Exactly same way we have to relate what here? Rotational kinetic energy and what? Angular momentum. So look at last chapter what we have done. We have related this one. We said that your linear momentum was root 2m into what? E, correct? Or you say E is equal to what? P square upon 2m. This is very important relation. Always they ask question that two type of question I already discussed with you. They will change something like energy is double, then what is momentum? Energy is increased by 5%, then what is momentum? These type of questions. Okay, so same questions will be asked here also. So look here, these relations. So I am writing here a relation between what? Between rotational kinetic energy and angular momentum, like we have done in linear. Exactly same thing we will doing here. So what is the answer? Look here, this is what linear momentum here is called what? Angular momentum L. I am not deriving, directly writing from here, because everything you can write like same way. Okay, okay, root 2 is to mass, that is mass, who is equivalent to mass here? Inertia I. And here energy, here we write rotational energy, that I only. So angular momentum is simply equal to root 2I into E. Inertia into what? This is what? Rotational kinetic energy. Or you want to write like that format, then rotational kinetic energy E is equal to what? L square upon what? 2I. So this is very important. Last topic we have learned the conservation of momentum, right? Conservation of angular momentum we have learned. So kinetic energy will also come with them. Okay, so we will see problems on this. This is the main thing. Everything I think I wrote about what? Rotational kinetic energy. The energy formula is the main formula, and we know that if you multiple particle you can add them simply. Okay, then we have done rotational work. Work done is what? Torque into d theta, variable, or torque is constant, or torque is what? Variable. Then we have learned this work energy theorem. Work done is simply equal to what? Change in kinetic energy, or torque into what? D theta is a variable. You can do integration here, right? Yes. So put integral, because I wrote d theta small angle, so this is integration form. Okay, and then conservation of mechanical energy, there is no formula, just you have tried that initial mechanical is equal to final mechanical. Then rotational power, and last is what? The relation between rotational kinetic energy and what? Angular momentum. Okay, please note down them. Let's do some problems on them to understand how they ask questions in exam. So we doing some basic question on what? First rotational kinetic energy and some questions based on what? The conservation of what? Energy. Then we will do on power and this our angular momentum relations and these questions. Okay, so look here, a wheel is in shape of, okay, of a ring of mass 0.2 kg and radius, correct na? I forgot write all these words. Radius 10 centimeter is rotating with what? Frequency given 5 by p rps. Find the rotational kinetic energy. Okay, so wheel is given in shape of a ring, mass given and radius given, and what is frequency given? They are asking rotational kinetic energy. So these type of direct questions, okay, where you have to use formula directly. So rotational kinetic formula is what? Half I omega square. You need inertia, you need what? Angular velocity. Let's find. So what will be omega angular velocity? So what? 2 pi into nu, because frequency is given to you, rps given. So 2 pi into 5 by pi, this goes here, we got 10 radian per second. That's what your frequency, right? Now let's find what? Inertia. Inertia is what? I. So inertia, this is a ring given, right? Ring inertia is what? mr square. So when they don't say any name like how it's rotating, means always what? Rotating about center of mass and axis perpendicular to the plane. So general case means first case we have done that one, mr square, mass is given to you 0.2, okay, radius given 10 centimeter. So this become what? You can write 10 into 10 into 10 power what? Minus 4 centimeter. I am writing into meter. Okay, okay, 2 zeros you cancel here, still we are getting 2 into 10 power what? Minus 3 kg meter square. That's the unit of what? Inertia, mr square. Okay, yes. Now you have to find energy. So this is your formula. Half inertia we wrote here 2 into 10 power minus 3, and angular velocity wrote here 10 into what? 10 omega, right? Okay, so 1020 goes again from here. So what is remaining here? 2 goes to 0.1 joule. That's the answer, right? Okay, so let's do next question. A wheel of moment of inertia of what? A wheel given, moment of inertia is directly given, and it rotates at the rate of what? 10 rpm. Rpm given. Find the work done increasing its speed 5 times of the initial. You want to increase speed, angular speed 5 times of the initial. You have to find what is the work done. So work done, here we changing what? Kinetic energy, right? So we know that work done is simply equal to what? Change in kinetic energy, right? This we have to write. So let's find, to find again kinetic energy we need what? Inertia and what? Angular velocity. Let's find angular velocity first. So here frequency is given 10 rpm. So first what is rps? Rps means frequency will be 10 by what? 60, right? So it's 1 by 6 rps, right? That we found, divided that rpm by what? 60. Now let's find angular velocity. So angular velocity initial, let's go, omega 1 will be 2 pi into what? Nu. 2 pi into what? 1 by 6. That becomes what? Pi by 3. Okay, radian per second. That's what your initial angular velocity. And they say that I want to make it what? 5 times. How much work I have to do? So one more thing I need is inertia. That's given directly to you. So let's write that theorem now. Work and theorem. Work is equal to what? K final minus K initial, right? Okay, so how much answer? What is K final? We are writing half I omega square. So half I is same, only omega is different, right? So half, and inertia I took outside. Inertia is given what? 10. Then this is the initial velocity, and final is given 5 times of this. Okay, final velocity is given 5 times of this. Simply I can write here like if you confusing, let me write full term. So half I omega 2 square minus half I omega 1 square, right? Yes, this is given. So now what I am doing, I am taking half common, which is given 10, and omega 2 is what? Final velocity is 5 times of this. This is the initial, right now. So this term also I take what? Common. So do not confuse, I am taking that common. So when you take that outside, what? It becomes pi square by 9. Here what is remaining? 5 times 25 minus 1. Hope you understood this. Or you do it separately. This is given omega given. Okay, let's make it more simple. Half I. This, suppose this you put just symbol only omega, then this is given what? 5 omega. That's all. 5 times. So this becomes what? 25 omega square minus what? Omega square. Initial I am calling just omega, I am not putting the value. Omega, that becomes what? 5 omega. So that's your answer. So how it becomes? Half I and 25 omega square minus omega square, that's become what? 24 what? Omega square. Now you have to put values here. Okay, so how much it comes? Half. Inertia is given 10, 24, and omega, this is your omega, so pi square by what? 9. Okay, yes. So approximately you have to calculate pi square is almost close to 9 only, little more than 9. Okay, yes, you can cancel them roughly. So this becomes 12. So you are getting what? 120 what? Joule. Around that approximate answer will come. Okay, yes, if you divide this exactly, pi square by 9 become little more than like 1. So answer will come like 124, 125 something. Okay, but options will be always given clear. Okay, so let's see next question. A thin meter scale is kept vertical with lower end hinge on the floor. This is a vertical scale and is hinged about what? This point, means it rotate about that point. Okay, is kept vertical. Now calculate the velocity of the upper end when it hits the floor. So rod is like this way, when it's falling like that way, they are asking what's the velocity of the top point. Okay, what's the velocity of that point when it hit the ground here. So here what happens? Simply is a simple example of what? Conservation of energy. Because rod is initially vertical, so it has what? Potential energy. When it's falling, it converted into what? Rotational kinetic energy, is rotating, right? So initially it has what energy it has? Potential when it's vertical. And we have learned already this in what? Our work energy chapter, that this is a mass is everywhere, it varies from this point to that point. So you have to take center of the mass to find potential energy, right now. So you assume that whole mass is located at this point, so that height will be simply what? L by 2, right? Yes. So what is the potential energy initial? You say a mechanical energy initial is equal to mechanical energy final, right? So initial it has potential energy m, g and L by 2. That's the initial potential energy, which convert into what? Rotational energy, half I what? Omega square. That's your rotational energy, right? Now that is okay. mgl by 2 half. What is the inertia of this rod? We have to put inertia. This rod is rotating about what? End of the rod, correct? One rod is rotating about what? End of the rod. In that case, formula comes ml square by 3. Already have done, right? So it becomes ml square by what? 3 into what? Omega square. Let's solve this number. 2 goes here, m goes here, 1 l goes here. So you see omega is coming simply what? Root 3 goes there, root 3 g by l. If they are asking angular velocity, then this answer. Here they are asking linear velocity, because just velocity word given means what? Linear velocity v. If they say angular, then they will use angular word. So this is linear velocity. Now angular is what? V is what? Omega into what? R, right now. So same term we are multiplying root 3 g by l multiply by what? Radius means what here? L. Radius of rotation is what? Simply length of the rod. So this answer become now simply root 3 and gl. That's what your linear speed. So remember angular, every point on this, like every point on this same angular velocity, everybody has what? Same angular velocity, because when the turning, everybody like turned by 90 degree. But linear speed will be different, because linear speed will depends on the radius. Suppose the point here that has what? Maximum linear speed, then point in middle here will be having half of that point has 0 linear speed. So linear speed will vary, but angular speed will be same. So be careful. One more example I given here to understand this concept. Okay, so let's do this question. Actually they said a light rod carries 3 equal mass ABC. So this is a rod here, it's in horizontal position initially, like that was in vertical. So these are 3 point mass are placed here, A, B, C, and distance given L by 3, L by 3, L by 3. L is the length of the rod. This is initially in horizontal position. Now we release it, so it becomes what? Vertical. That was vertical becomes what? Horizontal. Same meaning only. Okay. So now what are they saying? What's the velocity of mass B? Velocity means linear velocity of this point they are asking when it is released from the horizontal position and becomes what? Vertical, right? What's the velocity of this point they are asking, one particular point. So always when they ask velocity, always calculate angular velocity first, because everybody will be having same angular velocity. You talk point A, point B, point B, C, everybody will be having same angular velocity, but linear velocity will be different. Linear velocity depends on the distance, right? Like V is what? Omega into R, right? Okay. So here also what happens? Potential energy in vertical situation is converted into what? Your rotational kinetic energy, right? But here we have 3 mass. Mass of the rod is what? Negligible here. Like here mass of rod was there, no other mass are attached here. Here 3 mass are attached with this light rod. So mass of the rod is negligible. You have to focus on these 3 masses, 1, 2, 3. Okay, A, B, C. Okay. So what happens here, potential energy is converting into what? Rotational energy. So look here, when you talk about this reference, what's the potential energy of these three masses? Okay, potential energy we are talking. So let's write. Potential energy is what? Okay, what's potential energy of this mass? Everybody is given as mm mass. Okay, mm. These all are. So what is potential energy of this mass with respect to that point? Mgh. So mgh means what? L by 3. This is the potential energy of what? This mass A. Then what is the potential energy of mass B with respect to that point? This is a distance of L by 2 plus L by 2 means 2L by 3. So energy of that becomes mg 2L by what? 3. That's the potential energy of the second mass. What is the potential energy of third mass? This mass is a distance of what? L itself, right? So that becomes what? mgl. Here we have fixed point mass, so direct distance we are writing. Here mass was variable, say rod given mass varies from this point to that point, so we wrote center of the mass concept here. Be careful, do not confuse. These are the point masses, okay? So at whatever distance they place from this point of rotation, that distance we are writing, okay? Okay, these are the potential energies they have, so calculate how much this. Okay, so I think this becomes how much? So mgl you take common, then what is remaining here? 1 by 3, here 2 by 3 plus what? 1, correct? This much. So potential energy becomes mgl, and how much that? So 3 you take LCM. Okay, then how much coming? 3 you take LCM. 3, this goes 1 time, that goes 2 times. So 1 plus 2 plus this becomes what? 3. This becomes simply 1. That 1 plus 1 means 2. Correct? So 6 by 2 means this becomes simply 2 mgl. 2 mgl. That's your potential energy. Let's write equation 1. So that's coming from what? Your rotational, these are rotating like that way. So they have what? Rotational kinetic energy. So let's find, this was potential energy, right? We calculated. Now rotational kinetic energy is what? Let's calculate. What is rotational kinetic energy of this mass? Okay, mass A. Formula is what? Half I omega square, right? So let me write first half I. Let's write IA omega square plus half IB omega square. Inertia will be different because they are different distances. IC omega square. Okay, omega is same. Everybody has same angular velocity because angular velocity depends on angle covered, right? So everybody covering what? Like same angle, 90 degree, right? So angular velocity is always same. Linear will be different. So let's find first this. So half and omega square I took common. What's the inertia of this mass? It's a distance of what? L by 3. So it become mr square. General formula writing mr square. There was rod was there, so we wrote rod formula. Here these are point masses. The general formula is what? Mr square. So distance is given what? L by 3. So this become what? mr square means what? L square by what? 9. mr square. R means what? L by what? 3. So L square by what? 9. Plus IB, inertia of this. Mass is m, okay. Distance is what? That much distance 2L by 3. That distance become 2L by 3. So it become what? 4L square by what? 9. Plus last is what? M and distance what? L square. So L square. So if you calculate this, how much it comes? Half. That's what? Sorry, omega square and ml square we took common here. What is remaining here? Here is what? 1 by 9, 4 by 9 plus what? 1. So if you take 9 LCM, what comes? So if you take 9 LCM, this comes. Okay, let me write here once more. So rotational kinetic energy is how much coming? So it's coming half omega square ml square, right? And how much it came? So you took 9 LCM here, then it goes 1 time, 4 time plus what? 9 time. So it's coming 14 by 9. It's coming 14 by what? 9. So if you cancel here, then becomes 7 by 9 of omega square m and l square. This is your rotational kinetic energy. So let's equate these two terms. Where? This term and that term. So when you equate them, what you're getting? Directly I'm equating here. Let's write it here. 2mgl. This and this I have equated. Okay. Okay. mm goes here. Right. First you have to find what? Angular velocity always. Okay. So how much angular velocity comes here? Look here. So 1L goes here. So if you see omega is coming how much? Omega comes 9 comes here 18 by 7 of there is g here divided by L. That's what your angular velocity right now. And everybody has same angular velocity. If they are asking anyone's answer is this much only. Now question is this, we have to find the linear velocity of this mass. So linear velocity formula is what? Omega into what? R. Omega is that one only 18 by 7 of g by L into R. R means what? That distance. Right? for the second mass, so it becomes 2L by what 3. So this number we can solve simply, then how much it comes? So this becomes this goes 18 into what 4 G into L by that becomes what 7 into what 9, right? 9 goes what 2 times here. So final answer will be velocity of that B point will be, this becomes what 8 GL by what 7 meter per second. That will be your answer. Yes. So it's very interesting. Angular velocity of all particles are same, does not depends upon distance, right? But linear velocity will depends upon what distance. So when they are asking linear, always calculate first angular velocities, okay? Then you convert into what linear, whatever particle they are asking. Suppose they ask this particle, then the distance you have to multiply what here L here. If they are asking this particle linear, then write distance as L by 3 here, right? Okay. Let's see one more question, that a thin rod of length L is suspended from one end, rotates with n RPS, frequency given, find the rotational kinetic energy. So this like some rod is there and of length L is what rotating about that point. They are asking that what is rotational kinetic energy. So let's write this formula. Energy is equal to what half I omega square, half inertia is rotating about the end of the rod, so inertia becomes ml square by 3. Omega is not given, frequency given n, right? So omega is what 2 pi into nu frequency, that is given n symbol here, frequency is given n symbol, so it becomes 4 pi square n square. So that's your answer. 2 goes here, 2 by 3, okay. So ml square pi square n square, that's what your. So similar question they have asked in exam, where they said that if frequency is double, then what happened to rotational kinetic energy. You see that frequency become what proportional, because omega square is there, so frequency becomes square proportional. If frequency is double, energy becomes what 4 times, right? Okay, so we will do more questions on this. Okay, few more problems are here. So first I gave examples based again the errors, big error and what small error, okay. So both concepts I explained you already. Big error means more than 10%, that's big error. Small error means what? Less than 10%. Small error use the concept of the first chapter UDM, and for big error write what relations directly or inversely. For that also I told you the shortcuts. So let's see. Rotational kinetic energy, okay, is increased by 21%. Find the percentage increase in what angular momentum they are asking, okay. Okay, first how kinetic energy and angular momentums are related. I just have discussed angular momentum is what, simply 2 root I into what E, this is a relation. Angular momentum is equal to root 2 times inertia into what, kinetic energy. So these are constant, we don't worry. Big error we talking 21%, so we write relations. So angular momentum and kinetic energy are what, directly proportional like this one. So let's write, say initial momentum is what L and new angular momentum is L dash. Proportional, so initial energy is what E. What is new energy? It's increased by 21%. So what's the direct answer comes? 1.21 times of the E. Correct? Hope you understood this, how I write this. I told you many times, something is increased by 40%. What is the new value? 1.4 times of that. Something is decreased by 40%, then becomes 0.6 times of the original. How that come? I am telling separately, if you don't understand. We want to find new value. New value is what? Increased by 21%. So new value E dash is what? Is 21% of E plus E, right? In this E we increasing what? 21% of E itself. So how much it becomes? Like 21% means 2100 by E plus what E. So this becomes 1.2 times like this one, right? So directly you can do like something increased by 21%, it becomes 1.21, right? Okay, let's cancel this. You see that L dash comes what? Simply root 1.21 times of L, that becomes what? 1.1 times of L. Now again same way you have to answer. How much extra here? 1.1, 0.1 time extra. So 0.1 into 100 means what? 10% what? Extra. So L dash increased by what? 10%. Your angular momentum is increased by 10% because they are proportional. E is increased, L will also increase. So here we are getting answer what? Root 21 means 1.1 means 0.1 is what? Extra here. So you multiply with 100, you get what? Percentage answer. So 0.1 into 100, that's become what? 10% increased. Okay, here is small error example. If the rotational kinetic energy is increased by 5%, find the percentage change in what? Angular momentum. So again same relation. L is what? Root 2 I into E. Small error misuse what? Error concept of first chapter, okay. So here these are again constant. So we know L is proposed to what, root of E. So how you write formula? Let's write this into percentage error. You write like del L by L into 100 is equal to, here power half, power come in the front, del E by E into what, 100, right? Yes, so 1 by 2, this is already given to you, how much given, 5%. So that answer becomes what, 2.5%. And again they are proportional. If E is increased, L will also increase. So what is the answer? 2.5% and increased, right? Okay, so big error and small error questions. They will say here like kinetic energy increased by what, 300%, even big number they say. If I say increase by 300%, so you write E is E, new value becomes what, 4E. E was there, then E is increased by 300%, means 3 times 3E plus E, so become 4E, right? Okay. There is the next power problem is given, a simple power problem. So power output of engine is given 1256 watt and at 600 rpm, 6000 rpm, right? Find the torque generated. Torque, they are asking torque general formula is what, let's write in terms of power, because power is given. Power is what, T torque into what, angular velocity. Just like we have done in linear chapter, torque is what, force into velocity. Force equivalent is what here, torque, and velocity, linear velocity equivalent is what here, angular velocity. So we need these two terms. Torque they are saying, power given, so we need omega. For that gave what, 6000 rpm. So convert into what, rps, 6000 by 60, correct? That becomes what, 100 rps. This is a frequency. So find omega. Omega is what, 2 pi into frequency, 2 pi into what, 100. So that becomes 200 into what, pi. And pi is what, 3.1. So it becomes what, double of this, 6 to 8 we can write, okay. This becomes 6 to rps, okay, or we write radian per second of angular velocity, okay. So they are asking what is torque. So from this formula, torque is nothing but power by what, angular velocity. Power is given 1256, that becomes 628. So I think it goes 2 times simply, right, 2. So Newton meter, that's it power. Hope this calculation is correct. Only pi is what, 3.14. 3.14 into 2 is what, 6.28. Yes, correct only, okay. Okay, let's see next problem. It says the body has rotational kinetic energy of E if mass is made half and radius of gyration is what, double. Radius of gyration is double. Find the new rotational kinetic energy if no external torque act. Torque is given 0. When no external torque is acting, you know that angular momentum is what, constant, right? Okay, so they are asking rotational kinetic energy in terms of what, mass and radius they are talking. So first, what is rotational, and also what happened, no external torque acting means angular momentum should be constant. So you can write energy in terms of angular momentum. Instead of writing like this formula, right, you write energy is equal to half I omega square. If you write this, then inertia you can write in terms of K and M, because we have formula. What formula? K is what, root I by M. But we don't know about what omega here, nothing is given omega, right? So it's better to write in terms of angular momentum, this formula, right? So we know that kinetic energy also you can write what, L square upon what, 2I, right? Now here omega is not coming, only inertia, yes we can find inertia. So look here, let's put inertia value. What is inertia value from this formula? Because we need to write answer in terms of radius of gyration. So inertia is what, I is what, K square into M, right? That I am putting here, 2 times of K square into M. This is a constant, this is a constant. Angular momentum is constant because no external torque acting, the saying. So energy depends on what, K square and M, inversely proportional. So initial energy I am calling E, final I am calling E days. So inversely proportional, initial value is K square into M, final M is given what, M by 2 and K is given double, 2K square. So this becomes how much, what, 2. So it means E dash becomes what, E by 2 or becomes 0.5 times of E. So they are asking what's the new value, only they are asking that's 0.5 E, right? Or they are asking what percentage change, 0.5 means 0.5 less, 0.5 into what, 100 means 50% is decreased, right? Okay. So question number 10 says that a particle perform uniform circular motion with angular momentum L. If frequency is doubled and kinetic energy is made half, find the new angular momentum. Frequency is doubled and kinetic energy is made what, half. We have to find new angular momentum. So we need 3 things: angular momentum, kinetic energy and frequency relations, okay. So let's write kinetic energy is what, you write E is equal to what, half I omega square. So here we need what, momentum, angular momentum and frequency both. So what you can do, You can write this formula like this way, half I omega and into omega, so that this become angular momentum L omega by 2, this become what, your energy. Or we have to find angular momentum, that becomes 2 times of E by what, omega. Yes. Now both relations are given, frequency is doubled and kinetic energy is what, made half. Yes. So look here, initial L, new L dash, initial energy is what, 2 is constant, E, new energy is what they did, energy is made what, half, E by 2. What happened to frequency? Initial is omega, new is what, frequency is double, so omega also get double, because angular frequency or angular velocity is what, 2 pi into nu. So let's see from this relation, we see it becomes what, 4, so L dash becomes simply L by what, 4, that's your answer. Okay, let's move to the next problem. A small mass attached to a string rotates on a table as shown in the figure. Some table is there like this one of radius r, and some mass attached here is rotating in a circular motion. If the tension in the string is increased by pulling the string to the half of the initial radius is made what, half, then the kinetic energy will change to what value? So if radius is made half, then what happened to kinetic energy? So angular momentum is conserved here, so you can write angular momentum and kinetic energy relation. Energy is simply equal to what, L square upon 2I, that relation only writing, momentum and what, rotational kinetic energy relation. So this remains constant, angular momentum is constant because they are not talking about what, any external torque. Okay, so we can write L square 2, and inertia is not given, but what we need, they said radius is made half. So your inertia is simply what, mr square for this object, because the point object. Okay, mass not changing, angular momentum not changing, 2 not changing, just radius changing. So energy and radius are what, inversely proportional, right? So initial energy E, new energy E dash. So initial radius was r square, new radius becomes what, r by 2. They say radius becomes what, half. So this becomes what, 1 by 4, or E dash becomes simply 4 times of E, right? So this is what, new energy. Suppose they ask percentage answer like here or here. This you can also write L dash what, 0.2 times of what, L. So it's reduced by what amount? Is reduced by 7.5 amount, right, into 100. So that gives 75%. Means your what they are talking, momentum will be reduced by what, 75%. And here is 4E, means is increased by what, 3 times, right? Originally like E, now it became 4E, means increased by 3 times. 3 into 100 means what, 300%. That's the increase in what, your kinetic energy. Okay. So we have done all the questions based on rotational kinetic energy, and some questions will be related to what, rolling. That is our last topic, we will do in next lecture. If you have any doubt from here, please put your comment, I will reply. Thank you so much.